distinguished ministers, excellencies, colleagues, and partners. It is my honor to deliver this Chair's report at the close of ASEAN Climate Week. Let me begin by underscoring that this has been a successful and meaningful week. We have seen strong and active participation from across ASEAN member states, alongside our development partners, the private sector, civil society, and the academia. The ASEAN Climate Week 2026 has truly demonstrated a whole-of-government and whole-of-society effort, bringing together diverse and rich perspectives, expertise, and experiences in a shared commitment to climate action. More importantly, the conversations throughout the week have been candid, forward-looking, and increasingly focused on solutions. These discussions have also reinforced an important reality. Energy insecurity and climate vulnerability are two sides of the same coin. What affects global energy systems also affects our ecosystems, our livelihoods, and our communities. The situation in the Middle East reminds us of the urgent need to strengthen climate resilience and why ASEAN's climate agenda is part of the solution. In this regard, I would like to express our sincere appreciation to all partners and participants who have been instrumental in making this week both substantive and impactful. There has been a clear shift in tone from reaffirming ambition to concentrating on how we deliver. The level of convergence we have witnessed reflects a shared understanding of both the urgency of the climate challenge and the need for more coordinated, practical action across the region. Across our discussions this week, several key messages have consistently emerged. Foremost is the recognition that ASEAN is now firmly in a phase where implementation must take center stage. While our member states have demonstrated strong ambition through national commitments, the real test lies in translating these into concrete actions, policies that are operational, programs that are investable, and outcomes that are measurable. This shift from ambition to delivery is not simply a technical adjustment, but a fundamental transition on how we organize, finance, and execute climate action. The scale of investment required across the region to deliver our ambitions remains significant, and it is clear that public resources alone will not be sufficient. What emerged strongly from our exchanges is the need to create enabling environments that can unlock private capital, strengthen investor confidence, and support innovative financing approaches. At the same time, improving access to existing sources of climate finance remains equally important, particularly for regional and cross-border initiatives. The biodiversity climate nexus has emerged as a key regional priority, as climate impacts and ecosystem degradation are increasingly undermining natural resilience. In this context, forests, peatlands, mangroves, and coastal systems must be recognized not as passive assets, but as strategic climate infrastructure. Safeguarding and restoring them provides an integrated pathway for mitigation, adaptation, and resilience, underscoring the need to scale approaches that reflect their interdependence and deliver multiple benefits. Another important message is the need to strengthen coherence across institutions and sectors. Climate action can no longer be pursued in silos. It must be embedded within national development priorities, supported by closer coordination across ministries, particularly those responsible for finance, planning, and budgeting. Equally, there is a need to ensure that efforts at the regional level are aligned and mutually reinforcing, allowing ASEAN to act with greater consistency and impact. We have also heard clearly that the human dimension of climate change is becoming increasingly pronounced. Communities across the region are already experiencing the impacts through displacement, changing livelihoods, and heightened vulnerability. Current responses remain uneven, with ongoing efforts to improve data, better integrated non-economic losses, and strengthen systems for addressing long-term impacts. Loss and damage and climate-related mobility are gaining priority across the region, underscoring the need for clearer frameworks and more coordinated regional approaches moving forward. These reflections point to a shared understanding. ASEAN has made important progress in defining its climate ambition, but the focus must now shift towards strengthening the systems that enable delivery. In moving forward, the discussions this week suggest the importance of deepening regional cooperation in ways that are practical and outcome-oriented. This includes strengthening the enabling conditions that can mobilize finance at scale, whether through more coordinated approaches to investment, stronger market frameworks, or improved access to international funding. At the same time, enhancing transparency, data systems, and policy alignment will be essential in building trust, attracting investment, and tracking progress. There is also a clear opportunity to continue advancing solutions that are both effective and regionally relevant, particularly those that draw on ASEAN's natural strengths, including ecosystem-based approaches that support resilience and sustainable development pathways. As risks continue to evolve, greater coordination will also be needed in addressing cross-cutting challenges, especially those related to loss and damage and climate-induced mobility. Strengthening how these issues are reflected in regional frameworks and national planning processes will be important in ensuring that responses are both timely and inclusive. Underlying all of this is the importance of partnership. Maximizing existing ASEAN platforms and mechanisms will be essential to accelerate our shared priorities. The progress we seek will depend on sustained cross-sectoral collaboration and strong partnerships, supported by strengthened platforms for cooperation, knowledge exchange, and capacity building as we move from dialogue to implementation. Excellencies, colleagues, ASEAN Climate Week has reinforced a simple but important message. The region is ready to move forward. The ambition is clear, the challenges are well understood, and there is a growing alignment on the actions required. What lies ahead is the work of delivery that translates our shared commitments into tangible outcomes for our people and our communities. This will require continued cooperation, sustained effort, and a collective sense of responsibility. If we carry forward the momentum and spirit of collaboration that we have seen this week, ASEAN will be well positioned to advance a more resilient, sustainable, and climate-secure future. Thank you.